Well, next, let's queer up sports. The 10 Outsports stories that changed the 21st century for the LGBTQ plus community and sports. Don't miss the upcoming sports-themed issue of HOTspots Magazine hitting the stands on Thursday, leap year, February 29th, 2 days after my birthday. This special edition features a captivating feature from Cyd Zeigler, the founder and editor of Outsports, the world's most important LGBTQ plus sports media outlet. He is also a co-founder of the National Gay Flag Football League. Recognized for his contributions, Zeigler has been honored with induction into the LGBTQ plus Journalists Hall of Fame. In collaboration with HOTspots Magazine, Zeigler highlights the 10 most important stories that have shaped LGBTQ plus inclusion in sports in the 21st century. Beginning with Corey Johnson's courageous coming out in high school football in 2000, the NFL's ban on the word gay on jerseys in 2005, Brian Sims' influential disclosure of his time as a gay college football captain in 2009, and Michael Sam's historic journey out of the closet ahead of the 2014 NFL Draft. The feature also spotlights Dalton Maldonado's experience as a gay basketball player facing harassment from opposing teams, and Ryan O'Callahan's revelation of his struggles with homophobia in the NFL. The feature concludes with recent milestones, including the record-breaking number of out LGBTQ plus athletes at the Tokyo Summer Olympics in 2021, and Jacksonville Jaguars strength coach Kevin Maxen's groundbreaking coming out in the NFL in 2023. The feature also talks about Canisius, help me. Canisius, thank you. I knew I was going to get that wrong again. Canisius College runner Emily Scheck, thank you, Edward, disowned by her parents and sparked widespread support. Learned about Outsports' role in the NHL to reverse its ban on Pride tape, showcasing the impact of advocacy and media scrutiny in promoting LGBTQ plus inclusion in professional hockey. Get your free copy of HOTspots Magazine to explore this compelling feature on LGBTQ plus sports. Wow.
And you made it.
I made it. Almost. Canisius.
Yes, it's in New York. It's in Buffalo.
He's going to wake up tomorrow. He's going to go, Canisius.
I was like, who's Canisius?
They're not dry. I love that direct. But, I lived in New York for a lot of time, but I don't know Canisius.
I worked in higher ed. So, Canisius was part of the MAC league, sports league, which Marist, where I worked at and went to, was a part of that as well.
So it has a big sports tie-in.
Yes.
It's known as a big sports.
It is in New York.
Yeah. So anyway, I think this is a great thing that we're doing because, so for so many years, sports has been so homophobic. I mean, and still is in many ways.
Yeah.
So we know that the more people who come out and they do all these things, and it's been happening because the story's going back to, 2000 it says? Yeah. It's already a long time ago.
Yeah.
And we're still dealing with all this homophobia.
Yeah.
And it's not even representing the most recent stories of the coming out of many of the recent football players and whatnot, soccer, et cetera, et cetera. But I think it's a really good thing to highlight because it just helps our community.
Yeah, and I mean, again, we always make jokes about gays not knowing about sports, right? But a lot of gay people love sports,
Yeah.
A lot of gay people love sports. And, a lot of people also shy away from sports because of the toxic masculinity that, they've seen growing up and all that, I'm not ashamed. I watched the Super Bowl for the commercials and for the halftime show. Go Usher, right? That's what, that's me. But I also support my community, right? So when like the heavy lifter, was going out in the Olympics, right? I was gonna support her, right? When the most out athletes were out in the Olympics, I started watching the Olympics to watch them, when Brian Sims, the football player, that was huge,
Huge.
Those are milestones. Those are moments that you all remember. Yeah. Wow, okay, if more people came out, and it sucks that a lot of people come out after they're retired because, it's a little safer, but you don't know what it's like to be in those locker rooms either,
I'm not also big on sports, but I love ice dancing.
A sport. But I think you made a good point on the toxic masculinity a little bit. My partner loves sports. He was a soccer coach in Connecticut for a million years and this and that. But I think it's important because it needs to trickle down to like the sports bars too, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because I feel as a gay man going in with my husband to a sports bar, if there's a game on maybe on a Sunday or something, and it's overrun with straights, and I love my straights, but if it's overrun with that energy, you already feel a level of discomfort. Like I do it.
Isn't that crazy how you automatically feel bullied and they haven't told you anything?
Yeah, but then you start kind of getting those looks a little bit like, or from what I've noticed, and I just think that more coverage of this, any way that we can show it, would hopefully trickle into, these spaces.
But there
as
are
well.
some. I mean, there's still a sports bar on Wilton Drive. But there used
Gym bar.
Gym bar. Will put something on. Club will put something on every once in a while.
Of course, no, gym bar shows a ton of games, but how great would it be to not have to feel like you can only go to one?
Right.
Come on.
Yeah. But these milestones are important. And also, let's give kudos to HOTspots, because again, HOTspots is always thought about, okay, hot men on the cover, right? Hot places to go, wonderful events, or they're at musicals or at Broadway shows and blah, blah, blah. Right. But this is like history. This is stuff that maybe a lot of queer people, boys and men have never heard of and should educate themselves on.
I mean, it shows the other side of our community, right? Absolutely. It shows that we are such a diverse and vast community that we have people who like ice hockey, and we have people who like Broadway shows, and then we have people who like sports and play sports. And so I think it's great.
You play sports?
I used to play basketball.
Of course you do. If you see his abs, if you see Dr. Edward Summers' abs, you wouldn't want to play basketball often.
And I used to play in a gay basketball league in New York, actually. So it was fun. It was amazing. I loved it.
And it's also important for the mainstream to see that we're everywhere.
We're everywhere.
That's another important
component. That's so important because some people look at us like we're alien life form and we don't have like normal things going on in our lives like everybody else does, and we do. We're just like you, straighties.
We're normal. We're normies.
I can throw up.
You gave birth to us. I mean, it happened.